Why would you be opposed to it?
Well, I think, and perhaps this is deliberate by legalisation campaigners, there's three different types of issues here, and they're all being confused as opposed to being separated out. Like Sajid Javid did separate out legalisation and medical cannabis, but within medical cannabis there's also two different areas. So we have medicines that are approved and go through rigorous testing by the MHRA.
Is it the case that this cannabis oil is not tested, researched, reviewed to the standard of other drugs?
It is, and we need to get there. I mean, we need to get to the point where we treat cannabis as medicine, because that's what it is.
Is the law holding that up? Is that the problem?
I believe so, because just like in the United States, cannabis is not considered a medicine. It is a Schedule I drug, and the definition of a Schedule I drug is that it has no medicinal benefits whatsoever. It is in the same category as heroin and LSD. Well, when you put them in that category, we cannot do the research, the rigorous peer-reviewed research that will allow us to treat cannabis like a medicine.
So meanwhile, parents are doing their own research, which is, I have used this on my child. I can tell you categorically, I don't need other people to validate this. It works and it's saving my child's life.
That's true, and yet they're still breaking the law.
America's responded by legalising cannabis now in, I think, 8 states, legalising medical cannabis in 20-odd states as well. They're clearly moving, I would think, quite quickly to full legalisation in the next few years. What is it about America's thought process on this that changed people's minds, do you think?
Well, I think we're starting with California. In 1996, we passed the Compassionate Use Act. So we've had 20 years of experience with cannabis under a regulated system, not as rigorously regulated as it can be, but it's been regulated for a while. We now have 20 years of clinical experience of patients using cannabis, not just for epilepsy, not just for Parkinson's disease, but for a variety of illnesses and disease processes. In the book, I write about 44 strains for 44 conditions. When we did a review of not only the 15,000 scientific articles that are out there, the 4,700 patients who responded, we find that people are using cannabis for not just these...
In your estimation, is it any... I mean, as far as I'm aware, nobody's ever overdosed on cannabis.
It cannot happen.
Right.
Every drug in the world has what they call a lethal dose 50. That amount which you take.
What can be adverse side effects, from, in your estimation, from cannabis use?
Well, I think the biggest concern a lot of people have is psychosis.
Right. Do you accept that that's a genuine thing?
Yes, at 100%. But it happens 1 in 57,000 cases, and a majority of those patients are schizophrenic or have had a history of schizophrenia in their family.
And does it happen with this cannabis oil, which has the THC element?
We do not have enough research done to tell us which patients are more susceptible to this.
Cannabis is illegal.
Yeah.
Alcohol and tobacco is not. I don't understand why cannabis, given all I know about it, is deemed to be more dangerous than alcohol and tobacco. I'd like you just to explain.
In a way, I would say it is more dangerous, because when people take tobacco or alcohol, they usually have the right information. They know what they're doing. They're making an informed choice. With cannabis, there is so much disinformation around it, a huge PR stunt.
But you accept no one's ever overdosed on cannabis?
But people do not know. No, but people have taken cannabis and killed others.
You don't accept that, or you do accept that?
People have taken cannabis and killed others. People have taken cannabis.
Criminals.
And also the other fact that's incorrect is 10% of those who take cannabis get psychosis.
Let me try and
whether
clarify
there's a history of that or not.
Is cannabis,
and
therefore...
can I correct another thing that you said?
Do you believe cannabis makes you violent? I've never heard that argument, but tell me.
Oh, yes, the research shows that. It does.
It genuinely makes you violent.
Would you like me to forward you the research after this programme?
OK, doctor, does it make you violent?
Because this is independent
I haven't seen
research.
that in my practice.
If you see the children who are suffering from epilepsy and their parents saying that doctors support a prescription for them of this cannabis oil if it was regulated and legalised, would you support that?
If it was a regular MHRA-approved product, if the doctor was licensed to do it, if the doctor had been monitoring the child, but there's so many unanswered, there's so many gaps in questions here.
There are certainly unanswered questions, Deirdre, one of which is, why is cannabis more dangerous than alcohol or tobacco? And you haven't really answered that.
My main answer would be because of the disinformation around it, and people cannot make an informed choice.
Right.
But once it's regulated...
You know that...
But also alcohol will not cause the mental illness.
Hundreds of thousands more people die from alcohol and tobacco abuse than cannabis, right? I mean,
because it's legal, because it's legalization, regulation makes a product. It's basic supply and demand. It's a basic business law.
Is there any medical reason you're aware of that makes cannabis more dangerous? And that's really my interest in this is how we classify these things. I don't understand why, you know, a bottle of whiskey or a packet of 20 cigarettes is deemed to be better for you and less dangerous than cannabis.
I'm with you. I agree. I don't know why. And I also, just to put it into perspective, the United States government actually owns a patent on cannabis that says it is a medicine. So it's classified as having no medicinal value. At the same time, the United States government owns the patent.